Smell like James Bond. These are 5 scents perfect for gentlemen. Stay tuned. Hey guys, as you can see, I'm a little bit dressed up today, so I'm about to head out to watch the new James Bond movie. Super excited about that. I've rewatched a couple of the previous ones. I thought before I head out, actually, I was thinking which fragrance am I gonna pick to wear out tonight for dinner and then the movie. Why don't I just quickly grab the camera and do like a video on 5 must-have men's fragrances, 5 fragrances if you want to smell like James Bond. So these are classic gentleman scents, and after I go through the 5, I'm just going to pick one that I'm going to wear tonight. The first one, this one is by a luxury niche house out of Turkey. This house is called UNIQUEE Luxury. This fragrance is one of their best sellers actually. This is called KUTAY. Just look at the stunning bottle, the cap design. I really like the shape of this bottle actually, because the bottom just sits really nicely in the palm of your hand. The cap is just magnificent. Like the detail on the cap with the jewel in the middle. Just a house that pays a lot of attention to detail. Let's spray this fragrance. This is a fragrance when I have men come into store, or even women actually come into store and are looking for something for their partner. For guys that really enjoy whiskey, enjoy cigars, this is one that I always recommend. Now, KUTAY is quite a smoky, boozy fragrance. You have an opening of lemon and bergamot, so just a very subtle citrus though, not that bright, not overly bright. It is overpowered in the top by also a note of whiskey, so beautiful. In the heart there's a bit of caramel, so there's this sweetness coming through with the whiskey as well. It isn't just overly boozy. And in the base, as some of you guys know, with most whiskey fragrances, they usually pair it with tobacco and vanilla. So this one is no stranger to that. It has a base of tobacco, vanilla, sandalwood, and amber. Just a really luxurious scent for gentlemen. This is one that I imagine going out into a cigar club, sitting out there smoking a cigar with a glass of whiskey, out with your friends, late at night after having dinner at a restaurant. This is just an overall beautiful scent. The notes that really come out in the KUTAY is definitely that whiskey accord, but also the caramel, that tobacco, that vanilla really cuts through as an overall very pleasant fragrance. Must have if you enjoy a glass of whiskey, the KUTAY by UNIQUEE Luxury. Now next up, since this is a little James Bond themed video, I thought gotta have this one in it. This is London Oud by Fragrance du Bois. Some of you might have already experienced it or maybe got your hands on a little sample of this. Quite a popular fragrance in the Fragrance du Bois range. They are a house from the UK as well. The London Oud, this is more of a fresh floral fragrance. So more of an everyday fragrance, probably more of a daytime fragrance, as opposed to the KUTAY before, which is more of an evening scent. The London Oud does open with a lemon bergamot blend as well, but with spearmint. And there's just a bunch of really warm floral notes in the heart. There's oud in the base, but it isn't really that heavy, stinky kind of oud. I find Fragrance du Bois use oud really well to accentuate their notes. It doesn't really, the oud doesn't pierce through as like that kind of barnyard, rough, heavy oud. Quite a nice, smooth blend. Overall, a sweet, slightly citrusy, warm floral fragrance. Great everyday scent that all men must have. Next up is one from ZILLI. So ZILLI is one of the only brands that we carry that is technically a designer brand. It isn't a niche parfum house. ZILLI, if some of you don't know, is one of the highest end luxury houses in menswear, on par with your Brioni, Guerlain, Tom Fords. Funnily enough, Tom Ford is the major brand that suits up Daniel Craig for the James Bond movies. So after Daniel Craig leaves, you never know, it could be a ZILLI that models the new actor for James Bond, perhaps. This is from their more higher end luxury private line. This one by ZILLI is called FOUGERE ROYALE. Oh, and the cap is magnetic, which is really cool. FOUGERE ROYALE, this is more of a floral fruity. So There are some fresh components to it, but you have those citrus openings with bright note of grapefruit, and there is eucalyptus and lavender in there. So more of a fruity floral. Imagine this as a eucalyptus lavender blend with bright note of grapefruit sliced in between. Again, a great everyday scent to wear. A really good work scent to wear at the office. Really pleasant, people around you will thoroughly enjoy having you around. Next up we have one of my favorite fragrances that I recommend to all guys that are looking for that signature, easy to wear scent that they can wear out for date nights. This is called the Formal. Now this one, when I smell it, what I imagine is a gentleman, somebody like James Bond, suiting up for an event, suiting up for either a date or maybe like a black tie event. If he's going to be wearing a tux, this, ladies and gentlemen, The Formal by House of SILLAGE. Oh, and actually, check this out. There's nothing more James Bond than this, right? Just a little, what's it? You know how James Bond's got his cool little gadgets and gizmos? Here we go, look at that. Press the button and, oh! And you're ready to spray on for the night. Oh, beautiful. This is your classic. There are some fresh barbershop, There are some fresh barbershop elements to it. Opens with some spicy pepper. There's a lot of citrus. It's a fresh peppery fragrance. In the heart, there is clove, nutmeg, ginger. I think there's sandalwood in the base as well. So when I've worn this before, the opening is that very pleasant and quite inviting, spicy freshness. And then the dry down goes quite warm, quite woody. The Formal is my favorite fragrance from House of SILLAGE actually, and one that actually 9 times out of 10 when I show a customer this, they usually end up buying it. Last up we have one that I want to give a special shout out to Ross and to George Zaharoff. This is their collab project that they did. George did make some fragrances with some really great content creators, some YouTubers. And this is one made by Ross from TLTG Reviews. Now, I'll tell you why I wanted to add this one in the 5, only because tonight I'm going to watch James Bond. If you can see on the box and on the cover, it does have a card with George on it and Ross on it. Ross actually used to play quite a bit of poker, I think. And I think this fragrance that George and Ross made really encaptures the movie Casino Royale. And if you guys watch that, you remember the scene where he is sitting down at the poker table playing with all his enemies, and what I get is it is a true classic gentleman's scent. So very fresh, there's some florals in it. What I remember about that movie, besides the poker playing, I remember Eva Green, who's stunning, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. And this Ross put in, laid in some notes of iris. There's a lot of floral notes in it as well, so it isn't just straight citrus fresh. Those floral notes, I think, remind me of a lot of scenes that he's in with Eva Green as he falls in love with her as well. It just tells a beautiful story. There are some spicy elements to it as well. So there's Sichuan pepper, there's ginger in it. Overall, another great fragrance, a must have. This is a really affordable everyday fragrance to wear. I know some of us, when we're paying a lot for really expensive bottles, you feel like you should be quite conservative with it because you don't want to run out on all your juice. Now this one is really affordable, so this would be a great everyday fragrance to wear. Alright, so there are my 5 must-have fragrances for all gentlemen. This is a James Bond theme video. After smelling all 5 of these, the one that I'm going to go with is probably this one. I think this one suits the James Bond theme the most. So press the button there. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Beautiful. It is really cool how a fragrance makes you feel, because now I'm feeling all that freshness, I'm feeling like energetic, ready to go. It's gonna be a good night, it's gonna be a great movie. Anyway, I'll let you guys know how the movie is. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to support the video, just click like and subscribe. That's the best way to support me. Comment down below which one sounds like your favorite fragrance. Hopefully you've been able to try a couple of them before, and I'll be back next week with another video for you guys. Bye.